All right, next one here is actually, I guess it was a response to a question we had posed, and so I believe it was something along the lines of what was your favorite scene or maybe your favorite Tommy scene. At Big B Wolf 90, another subscriber, answers with again what I assume is the question. What is your your favorite Tommy scene? And it was a scene from Dino Thunder where one of the other Rangers said, "Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?" Or maybe it wasn't a Ranger who said that. To be honest, I don't follow Dino Thunder.
It was a villain.
It was a villain. See, there it is.
Yes.
But Tommy's response, of course, badass. He says, "I may be old, but I can still pull it off. Dino Thunder, power up."
Yeah, that was a really cool line, and that was actually what got me back in the Power Rangers. I was at your house.
Oh, really?
For WrestleMania 27, so that was 13 years ago at this point, which is disgusting.
I think so, almost, yeah.
That is disgusting. So 13 years ago, there was some new thing streaming called Netflix. And they had Dino Thunder, and when you go onto a video, you could see like an image of what's to come, and it was Tommy. And I turned it on, and that was one of the first episodes I saw. That was awesome. That was a badass moment for Tommy. It was also showing that Tommy wasn't going to be the main character in Dino Thunder. He was going to be like a mentor role, which is what I think Billy's going to be in Cosmic Fury. But a lot of fans of Tommy will say that's one of their favorite moments of all time. It was certainly a badass moment.
Well, I think another favorite moment here. So at TGIF1345. So again, these are all subscribers, by the way, guys. So thank you for subscribing to everyone that we're going to go through today. In Mighty Morphin Season 2, when Zordon introduces the White Ranger and the Rangers are nervous about who the White Ranger could be, and then he removes his helmet, revealing that it is Tommy. Part of that memory is that I remember my classmates and I speculating on who the new Ranger could be. And side note, I 100% did this as well. Hands down, was debating this, with my friends. Oh, who's the new White Ranger? Because it was a big deal. I had just been transferred to a regular school where I was the only disabled person in the school, and after being at a school for disabled children from preschool to grade 1, and knowing that at least one of my classmates watched Power Rangers really helped the transition. And that's so great, though. You know what I'm saying? So at TGIF, thank you, because it is true that something like Power Rangers really does bring so many people together. So.
Yeah,
I think that's fantastic.
That's great, and thank you very much for that comment, and that's a very nice story. Everybody wondered about who the White Ranger was. Behind the scenes, it really wasn't supposed to be Tommy at first. Tommy was going to go to VR Troopers.
Oh, really? That's right, because they did the pilot episode.
Yeah, not Tommy. I should say Jason
David Frank. Yeah.
Was going to go to VR Troopers, but he was just moving too much merchandise, or he didn't like the script, or whatever the situation was, and there you go. There's that White Ranger. Fun fact, I got the toy of the White Ranger, the real toy, before the character even came out. So I thought it was like some high-end bootleg.
Oh, really?
And then it turns out I'm like, oh, this is actually a real Ranger. This is cool. Yeah.
So they had released the toy before the show? Before they aired the episode?
Yeah, correct. I didn't know who it was.
Huh.
It just said the White Ranger and Tiger Zord, and I thought it was like some semi-legitimate bootleg, but there we go.
No, it was a legitimate figure. That's awesome.
It was.
All right, this next set of comments comes from subscriber at Andrew Grover 6454. So he's got a few. He talks about his favorite moment, his saddest moment, and then peak Power Rangers. So let's go through all three of these. First off, my favorite moments in Power Rangers were seeing Tommy return in the Forever episode in Power Rangers Wild Force, and then seeing Jason return in Power Rangers Beast Morphers. I've watched Power Rangers since 1995. It's truly hard to choose a favorite moment. And I think that's true of any amazing show, right? When there's so many moments to choose from, what do you pick?
Well, it doesn't have to be a lot of episodes of a show if you truly like something, and there's only one of it. Like, I love National Lampoon's Christmas, but there's like 1,000 quotes in there, and it's only one movie, but I can't pick one quote.
Can't pick a favorite quote, yeah.
Absolutely not. So 30 years of something or 30 seasons is really, really tough. Even if you didn't watch all 30, if you watch just Mighty Morphin, that's got to be over 150 episodes, give or take, off the top of my head. So
yeah, they had a ton of episodes in each season back then. I remember that because it was like a new episode every week, sometimes two. I mean, It was so. Yeah, they
think season 1 was 60 episodes off the top of my head.
Yeah, it was a lot. I remember that because I was like, I'm going to watch the first season. Why not? I can bust that out in a weekend. I was like, no, I'm not doing 60 episodes in a weekend. That's a lot of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
He then goes on to talk about his saddest moment. For him, the saddest moment in Power Rangers was the day Zordon died to save the universe. I remember watching it when I was 8 years old and crying after seeing Zordon die. I'm 33 now. Just thinking about the Countdown to Destruction Part 2 still brings tears to my eyes, having grown up in the 90s. Now, this was, I guess, I had stopped watching at this point because, I mean, the last I remember, he was in space and everything was good. But I'm guessing soon after that is when he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, I think most guys around our age in our mid to late 30s stopped watching when Power Rangers in Space came about. But I would suggest as an adult, if you're going to go back and watch one season that's not all about Mighty Morphin, I would say watch Space. Countdown to Destruction was supposed to be the end of the show. And
really?
They went out with they put all their money, all their effort into Power Rangers in Space, and that season saved the franchise. So that's like the chicken or the egg. What's the more important season? Mighty Morphin Season 1, which got it to be what it became, or Power Rangers in Space, which literally saved the franchise. So
yeah,
it's like the chicken or the egg comment, like I said. But, man, I remember watching it as an adult when Zordon sacrifices himself, and it was a great season. A lot of as adult themes as they could be, which we discussed in our Top 10 Villains episode, about Andros and his sister was kidnapped and she was brainwashed. It was a crazy season. Very, very good, though.
Yeah. All right, and then finally, I believe the question was something like, what was the peak of Power Rangers? And so, again, Andrew Grover. I think the peak of Power Rangers was when it was on Fox Kids, while my favorite moments from the 30-year history of Power Rangers are after it left Fox Kids. I do think that it speaks volumes of how Power Rangers has spanned generations, and its legacy always will be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that is so true, because you will, I can almost guarantee you'll never have like throwback T-shirts for anything other than something related to Mighty Morphin. What are your thoughts?
100%.
Yeah.
You'll have the action figures, but like you could check our...
Those are for collectors, though. That's not mainstream.
Exactly. You could check our video of why the Lightning Collection's going on hiatus, and one of the reasons is there's too many random figures. Mighty Morphin, whether fans want to admit it or not, they grew up after it, and they watched, Ninja Steel, or a random other season that comes to my head is Mystic Force for some reason. Whatever era it was, Mighty Morphin is still the be-all, end-all in terms of general population. Just like the Ninja Turtles. They have different incarnations of the cartoon show. What are they, the fourth incarnation now?
Well, I mean, as far as TV series go, there's been 4. Yeah.
Okay. And which is the most iconic? It's the original.
I mean, I mean, well, and that's funny you say that because, I'll ask my kids who are obviously very young, like, okay, who's your favorite Ninja Turtles? And they'll actually say the 2012 series. Like, they think of the other one as the old one that Dad likes.
Well, it's true, but it's like Mighty Morphin. If you ask a kid now that's watching, Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury, they're going to like those Rangers. Or if they're a little bit older, they might say the Samurai Rangers, which was probably around 2010-ish.
Yeah. But to your point, like, you won't see, I mean, all the pop culture stuff out there that's mainstream is going to be the classic Turtles. You're 100% correct.
Exactly. You're not going to see throwback toys of the 2012 Ninja Turtles, all the 2003 Turtles. You might a little bit for the true collector, but not everything. And that's the same thing. Mighty Morphin was the peak and will always be the peak.
Yep, you're absolutely right.